So, welcome back to the This is a Bullsh podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Rae.
And I'm Dra.
Charles could not be with us. Man was tired from work and couldn't make it, so it'll just be us two. So, we're going to start. Well, first, how are you doing?
Doing pretty good. I mean, a little bit tired from work this week myself. But camp counselor at the YMCA dealing with little kids all day, so that has its challenges, but just
I knew what it was like, yo.
You would know.
Them kids are ruthless. Well, I'm not sure, like, I know, like, before COVID they were. I'm not sure if now, like, they've calmed down or whatever.
Oh, no, they're just as ruthless.
Oh, okay. But, no. I was telling you earlier, and I'm going to go ahead and share the story. So, I told you earlier, like, so after we recorded last time, like, the Sunday after we recorded, I got pulled over. But not in a way that you suspect. I wouldn't let you guess what I got pulled over for.
Speedy?
No.
Well, that would be my number one guess, but this nigga notorious for speeding, bro.
Anyone who's rode with me, I'm sorry. I'm just a natural fast driver. I get it from my mom, so yeah, but no, not speeding. I thought I would get it for speeding. That was my first, but no, not exactly. You have any other?
You wasn't drunk, were you?
No. I'm not 21 yet. I'm not 21 yet. So, no.
So you have to tell the story then, because I was
okay. So I'm just gonna say now, it was for suspicious activity. So I'm gonna try and keep it as short as possible. But I have a friend, and well, besides her and my mom, like, you're the only other person I'm telling right now, and the people, of course. So I did a photo shoot with my friend. It's my friend's girlfriend. I'm really close with her, and like, I won, like, a free raffle for, like, one of her photo shoots. So then I asked, I was like, hey, you done to do it? She's like, yeah, sure. So we were, like, talking about places we wanted to shoot at and what to wear. And I was going to wear casual clothes because it was hot. As in, like, it was, like, 97 degrees outside. I'm like, and she was like, put on some formal clothes. I'm like, girl, like, the only formal clothes I have right now are all black clothes. So I'm like, girl, I'm black and you want me wearing all black? I'm going to die. Like, come on now. And she's like, no, sun will look fine on you. Like, perfect lighting. She's like, if you get hot, you just stand in the shade or whatever. And I was like, okay. And he's like, if you want, you can bring casual clothes. And I was like, okay, cool. So then she sends me, like, locations to where you want to take it. And I saw, like, 2 parks. And I was like, I like these 2. And she's like, okay, we can go to both because they're, like, 5 minutes away from each other. Yeah. Go there. I get there before she does because she, like, lives closer. So she's like, okay, I'll leave later than you. Get there. And first of all, this park has nowhere where you could park your car. Like, no parking lot for the... So I was like, okay. So I parked, like, on the street in front of a house. And this is, like, a white neighborhood. Like, as in, they look at you like, I ain't seen you before, I'm calling the cops.
Oh, gosh.
So I was trying not to look as suspicious as possible because, you know, no one's seen my car before. No one knows who I am, whatever. There was these 2 little girls at the park. They were selling, like, lemonade or some type of candy, whatever. And, like, here I come walking to the park, like, dressed in a suit, basically. And they're like, oh, hi, mister, how you doing? You want some more thing? I was like, no, thank you. And I'm just chilling at the park, like, seeing, like, where we could take it. And I see, like, a nice place where you take photos. Like, okay, cool. Like, whatever. Just scouting for her before she shows up. And then I look and I see a sign, like, saying what the neighborhood park's name. And it was like, if you don't live here or don't know someone who lives here, you will be prosecuted for coming to this park. And I was like, ain't nobody could just enjoy a regular park. Like, this is a natural, like, park, like, swings, a whole playground set, like, grass where you can play a whole football game. And you gonna limit it just for the people in the park? I mean, I guess that's what neighborhood parks are for. But, still, I was like, okay, whatever. And I'm just waiting for her to show up because, like I said, she lives like not too far from them. I'm just waiting.
Quick question:
What?
Is it a gated community now? Is there like
No.
a gate? Hold on, so anybody can pull up to this neighborhood?
Yes.
But they'll be upset if anybody pull up to this neighborhood?
Yes. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, unless it's gated, I understand. But it was like, I literally drove in, like, open, no gate, like, nothing. I was like, okay, whatever. So yeah, and then I'm just sitting, like, chilling at the bench. I'm not doing anything. I'm not, like, talking to the girls or anything. So then my friend finally comes a little later, and then I tell her, I was like, hey, like, we can't take pictures here because we'll get prosecuted. She's like, oh, no, we don't want that to happen, so we're going to leave. While we're talking, the cop shows up, but he's, like, talking to the girls because they're selling him something. Mm. And then so she's like, okay, like, she's on, like, one of the streets. She's at a stop, like, she parked at a stop sign. Yeah. So she's like, okay, and I parked on, like, a whole different street. She's like, you go, get your car. She originally said that she would come get me, like, drive where I was, and I would just follow behind her. But I was like, no, technically, because she's, like, right near the exit. I was like, I'll just follow you. I was like, but I'll come on your street, and then I'll just follow you out. It's okay, cool. So I'm heading to my car. Then the cop wants to look at me as I'm leaving the park, headed back to my vehicle. And I'm just, like, trying not to look suspicious because here I am again wearing all black. And then I've been in the park. And I didn't do anything because I was sitting at the bench the whole time. Yeah. So then I get in my car. And I was like, please don't follow me. Please don't follow me. So I go, I leave. Okay, hold on. Sorry, that's my phone. And so I leave the street, and I'm pulling onto the street that my friend's on. Cop starts following me, and I'm just like, please. Like, I'm just trying to get out of the neighborhood. So then, okay, golly.
Man, so how's this ringer on?
Oh, no, it's like my notification for my, I don't remember. I'm so sorry for those watching right now.
I just...
Anyway, so finally I go on the street, and like I don't see a roundabout, like as in like I could just come around. So usually what I do, like in a natural neighborhood, like I'll do in yours, like you've seen me do it, like I'll pull in someone's driveway, I'll back out, and then I'll leave the other way. Yeah. And so that's what I was gonna do. But as soon as I pulled in the drive, like some random person's driveway, cop turns on his lights, stops me. I'm like in the person's driveway, so I can't back out because he's blocking me. Yeah. And my friend, she drove off and left the neighborhood. So she's like, she all she sees is like lights, and then she turns. So she's out the neighborhood, and I'm like, wow, like I'm thinking, what's he gonna pull on me, bro? What's he gonna pull on me? Because I was not speeding. Because I'm like, he was following me. I'm like, I'm not gonna go like 50 in this neighborhood. So, and like, I didn't know what to do at first. I was like, do I put my hands out? Like, hey, yo, I ain't got nothing. Like, I was like, but then he gonna be like, hey, you got so like, bow, bow. Like, I didn't want that. It's sad that I'm joking about this, but you know. But yeah, I didn't know what to do, so I was like, okay, I'll just wait till he comes. And it was like a minute. And here I am. I mean, I'm in black, you have to think, so I'm like sweating. I'm like, what, okay, hurry up. Comes up. Oh, hey, how you doing? Doing fine, officer. He's like, what are you doing here? And I was like, oh, I came here for a photo shoot. I was like, as you can see by my appearance. And he was just like, yeah, but why are you here? And I was like, to do a photo shoot, like that's pretty much it. I was like, but then I saw the sign saying like, if you don't live here or you don't know someone here, that you'll be prosecuted. So I was like, I met here with a friend and told her, and then we were gonna leave, and she was right here on the street. But then you pulled me over, she drove away. So I was like, I don't know where she's at because I was gonna follow her. And he was like, uh-huh. And then, like, I have my backpack with my casual clothes. He's like, can I see your backpack? And I was like, oh, yeah, sure. And he's like, what's in your backpack? I was like, it's just clothes, and then I have, like, some of my stuff from school, like pins or whatever. And he's like, okay. And then he asked me for my license, of course. And, like, I have my actual license, and then I have, like, my permit, even though, like, I cut my permit.
Yeah.
Because, you can't use it anymore. But I just like my picture on my permit better than my actual license. So I kept it. And he's like, why do you have that? I was like, I just like the picture. And he was like, yeah, I'll take that too. And I was like, okay. So he goes and runs them. While he's doing that, a constable pulls up behind him. Mans comes out the car, comes up to me. So how are you doing today? I'm like, I'm doing fine. He's like, just waiting on another officer. And then he's asking me, oh, you go to school? Blah, 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 telling me. And, like, while this is happening, my friend is, like, driving in that neighborhood, and she's, like, driving in circles. So she's driving in, like, seems to happen, go, like, turn around another street, leave out the neighborhood, do the same thing. She did that, like, 5 times. Just to, like, check up on me. Because I'm, like, waiting in my car this whole time. And then, like, he's asking me questions about school. And I'm, like, getting into that. Because he's asking, like, actual questions. Like, what's your major? What do you want to do with your career? And I'm like, blah, blah, blah. And then he just gets mad at me. Hey, yo, why didn't you call? Because he's like, are you going to call your friend that you keep mentioning to, like, let her come so we can talk to her? I was like, yeah, sure. But he's asking me these questions, so I'm telling him answers. And he's like, hey, yo, call your friend. I'm like, what do you want me to do? Call my friend? I mean, I can multitask, but, like, in this, situation, I'm nervous. So,
Right.
like, Jesus. So then I call her and I'm like, hey, they want to talk to you. And she's like, oh, I'm right around the corner. So, because she came back in again. So there's, like, she pulls up in, like, 2 minutes. And, like, I'm, like, looking, like, the other cop, like, he has my bag. And, like, he's, like, throwing my shit on the ground. And, like, I have my belt that I currently have now, and it's metal. So, like, he hears the metal. He's like, oh, shit. Like, and he's like, oh, never mind, it's just the belt. And then, like, he's taking out, like, my school stuff. Like, I had a school envelope and everything. He's like, UTSA, what is this? Checking in. And then, yeah, she shows up. They go talk to her.
Hey,
and
he said, what is it? Hey, that's why I asked what these UTSA stand for in the other episode.
What you mean?
The other one that we recorded?
Yeah.
But I was like, what does UTSA stand for? For that reason alone.
What do you think it stands for?
I don't know. SA could stand for San Andreas or something. I don't know.
Okay, but that's okay. Well, that's actual place, but still. Anyway. But yeah, so that happens, and then they, ask her if they can see her camera, and she hadn't taken any pictures yet, so, like, she shows their camera and whatnot, and they're like, oh, okay. So they come back to me like, yeah, sorry about that, blah, blah, blah. We just thought it was a little suspicious. We just see a black man walking onto a park premises, and then, little girls are there, just making sure. He's like, it's a little suspicious because when I pull up, then you start walking away. And then when I follow you, you pulled into this person's driveway. And he thought I knew the person. I was like, no, I don't know the person. I was just trying to back out. But then you, like, trapped me in here. So he's like, yeah. And then he's like, yeah, you have a good day. And it was weird because that street ended up being a roundabout. So, like, we all were, like, going. But then because they went before me, I was following them, and since they're, like, coming around, they're, like, looking at me while we're turning. And then my friend, even though, like, she's behind me, she calls me. She's, like, crying. Because she's like, Rashawn, I'm going to get you killed. Like, this was both our first interaction with the police. Like, I ain't never been pulled. I mean, I've interacted with police because of my job on campus, and stuff, but I never been, like, physically pulled over or anything like that. So that was, like, my first interaction to being, like, pulled over. And I mean, she technically, I don't want to say she got me pulled over, but, like, she happened to be there. But yeah, she was just crying, and she was like, we're going to that other park right now. Like, so went to the other park. I changed clothes because I was like, I'm not gonna let this happen to me again. And we did a photo shoot. I'm still waiting on the pictures, but I'll probably have it soon. So yeah.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
I respect the dedication though. Y'all still did the photo shoot after that
Bro,
whole situation.
After all that, like I had to, because like ain't no way I was gonna let no cops mess up my photo shoot. Though. But yeah, that was what happened. I was like, wow. I wanted to tell you earlier, but I was like, nah, I'll wait till we record the podcast.
Damn.
But it'd be like that sometimes. Just be careful out there, you know. Like there are good cops out there, but then they're just most are scared. I think because you can never truly identify who's a threat and who's not.
Right.
Because to me, yeah, they see me in a suit, but I could have had a bomb under my suit. That's what they assumed or whatever.
I don't think a bomb is the correct term to use on the YouTube.
Oh, God. Oh, well. It's better than saying, I was going to say something, but I'm going to keep that out.
No.
But no, I'm just saying, like, because, you know, like, in war, you know, they send, like, children, and you're like, oh, they're children. They ain't got nothing to harm us. Then you see them with the bazooka, and you're like, whoa, okay.
Yeah. So
it's just, and I'm not saying, of course, cops don't go to war, but it's the same premise. It's just, you can never know if someone has a gun on them or whatever.
Right.
I mean, granted, he didn't check my trunk, because my trunk, like, even if he wanted to check, my trunk was full of clothes, because I got lazy when I came back here from school, and I just put on my clothes in the trunk. So if he wanted to check my trunk, he gonna see a bunch of Nike shoes and hoodies and stuff. But yeah, you never know who's packing, or, you know, if there's a substance in the car as well. Only substance he gonna be smelling is my candle.
You have a candle?
Yeah, or no, not exactly a candle, but like the Febreze.
Oh,
scent.
I thought you meant like a candle.
No, I meant yes.
What?
Yeah, sorry about that.
I fortunately have not been in that situation.
Hopefully, you never will have to.
Not yet, at least.
Yeah. So that's my story being pulled over. So hope y'all enjoyed.
I thought there was gonna be a Karen involved. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh, that probably would have made it worse. If there was a white woman, or especially like a white female cop, that'd be much more. Because I feel like, as in, like, if you talk to a man, like, they understand you, but then a female's just, not saying they'll be more scared, but, like, they're definitely going to take more precaution than a man would, I think, in that situation. Or they might take the same precautions, I don't know. I'm not a cop, so, and I don't want to become one, so.
Yeah.
But, you know, we're going to come back in the next one with the next topic, so stick around. Right, so our next topic is online dating. Have you ever tried online dating?
Well, to answer that question, no. There have been a couple times where I like thought about it, not in the sense of like trying it myself, but just in the sense of like what that process of life is like, and how people have gone about online dating.
I don't know. I just, there have been many people who told me, because, you know, especially when I was younger, I was really down bad for love. And they're like, oh, try it. I'm like, the fact of meeting someone on the internet just, I mean, it could either totally work out for you, or it could just be a total disaster, because you never know, one, if that person is who they say they are, and then two, like, they're only showing one side of who they are. And then when you see another side, you're like, wow, this is not what I saw when I was texting this person. So I don't know. I don't trust it. Like, I feel like if I'm going to find my future wife, I'd rather, like, bump into her, like, at my job or at a grocery store than meet her
Plus, I always thought of like, for example, Tinder, right?
Yeah.
I always think of it as essentially as a hookup app because it's kind of like, isn't that how most people? I don't want to say like most people, but like a lot of people use Tinder is basically as
Yeah,
hooking up.
I would think so. I mean, everyone I know who used Tinder. I mean, I only know one couple who actually stayed together after they met on Tinder, but everyone else I know, it was just a come and go situation. So, I mean, I know it's more like
come and go.
Hey, man. We're not naming that. But, like, I don't know. I'm just saying, like, as in, like, that's how it is. And I don't know. Like, I know, like, people are like, oh, try Bumble. Bumble's more better. But I don't know. There's a bunch. I know, like, there's a bunch of dating apps, like Grindr, eHarmony, Black People Meet. But
I heard this one called Soul Swipe.
Soul Swipe?
Yo.
You swiping your soul for love?
Yo, I guess so.
Okay.
That's gotta be an old one.
I would assume so. That soul swipe. But no, I don't know. Like, I would never. I considered it, but then I was just like, because I talked to someone and she's like, because I told someone like who I like in a girl, and she's like, oh, you could definitely find that on this app. And I was like, really? Really? Are you sure about that? Or are you just lying to me before I find out some crazy chick who lies saying she likes sports and knows nothing about sports at all? I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. If you're online dating, well, actually, you know, I'll ask. If you met someone on online dating and you're actually doing well with them, tell us how that is. Because, like, I don't understand the point of meeting someone online. I can barely get a response in a DM message on Instagram, so I just don't understand how you have to download a whole app, say some, like, and the thing is, I feel like people are not even honest in their profiles. They'd be like, oh, I'm 6'5", I like dogs, and I eat meat. And they can be a whole vegetarian, have a cat, and be 5'11". Like, so I don't understand. Or whatever. Plus, I don't know.
It is also just basing the whole thing. How do I go about this? I think a lot of people are judging like how one person's gonna go just based on like one conversation.
Yeah, because you could definitely make an assumption off the first time you meet someone.
Facts.
Which is, I'll say it's half and half, because, you know, if you feel like this person's not truly who they say they are, then that's just, you know, your common sense. Be like, hey, Chris is kind of sketchy, but, you know, at the same time, you can never truly. You have to get to know someone, so multiple interactions, either character, how they act, how they talk, how they're around people. You can't just get that off of one conversation unless they're saying some really wild shit, and you like, okay, no.
Plus, what you gonna say on the actual date then?
What do you mean?
Like, if you like say all this stuff during like that one online conversation, then when the date comes, it's kind of like,
yeah, you have to talk about what y'all talked about on the app. So, like, if you talk about, hey, what's your favorite color? Blah, blah. You in the restaurant. Hey, look, there's blue over there. That's your favorite color, right? Like, I don't know. Like, that's, like, because when you're with someone in person, like, it's much more easier. Like, y'all could, for example, if you talked about shrimp with someone, like, in person, like, saying you like shrimp, and y'all go somewhere to eat, and then, you know, there's shrimp on the menu, and you're like, hey, you said you like shrimp, right? And blah, blah, blah. So, I don't know. Yeah, just with online dating, it's a little weirder. Because I feel like it's much more harder to get conversations going.
yeah.
And especially because most people nowadays, they want you to get straight to the point of, like, do you just want to hit, or do you want this to be something to last? So...
So now that reminds me of another thing that happened this past week when I was at the Y.
Okay.
So apparently for those who don't know, so like we have like the groups in our camp. We have like groups separated by ages. So like one group is kind of like with the little kids. We have 5, 6 to 7-year-olds, and then there's another group with the 8, 9s. Then there's another group with the 10s and 11s, and then there'll be a group for teenagers, which is like ages 12 through 15. So for me personally, I work with the youngest group, aka the 5 and 7-year-olds. Now that we got that out of the way, let me get to this. So we have a boy in our group. He's about, I'm pretty sure he's like 6 years old.
Okay.
And he wrote a letter to this one girl.
Oh, Lord.
And this man, I ain't gonna tell you what the letter is, only because like I can't remember like the whole thing word for word. Let's just say my man was down horrendous in that one letter.
6 years old?
Yo.
Come on, man! I mean, dang, that is...
I guess it happened like in the morning time. Alright, so boom. So this is how I found out.
Was he
so
trying to clap or something?
I assume so. I feel like, alright, so this is how I felt like this won't happen. So I felt like he had like an older brother or something, and then like he saw how his older brother was spitting game at this other girl. And then he was like, my older brother spitting game like this, so this one chick. Let me spit game at this one girl at my camp like this. So that's probably how it went. Who knows where he got that from. So how I found out about this, so I work in the afternoon shift. So like my shift starts around like 12 o'clock. So I pulled up to work. I get to like where my group is, and one of the other counselors, like, she handed me the letter. She was like, hey, so this is from the boy, and he broke the sewer. I wrote it. I took off my son. I'm like, well, damn. Mans did not just took a shot. That man took a whole. That's a half court. That's a full court. That's a Hail Mary. God damn. So then, like, we told his mom, and apparently, I guess his mom cussed him out about the whole situation. What I heard. But yeah, that. So apparently, as young as 6 years old, they going all in.
I mean, I think it's just the new generation of kids. Because I know for sure. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I was okay, I'm not gonna say horrendous, but in elementary, like, when there's one girl I liked who, obviously, she did not like me. Like, I was crazy enough to write on her desk, but not like a whole letter.
I mean, I'm pretty sure, like, a lot of guys were at that phase. They probably didn't go down to that extent, but I'm pretty sure they all had their...
Yeah, we all had our moments, but I didn't write a whole letters. Like, what I was trying to do. Because we don't know what love is at that age. You don't. We still kind of don't at this point in our life.
Oh, God. It's just kind of like, what you gonna write in the letter? He's just like, all right, give it up. You 6 years old. What are you gonna give up? Your juice box? Like, what are you... What?
Give it up. I mean, apparently kids in middle school are already doing it, so... I showed you that video about what first graders are learning, so... Apparently they're learning about it pretty quickly. Like, so... Just don't rush. Take your time. You're a kid. You should be enjoying especially if you're at camp. Enjoy it with your friends. You should. Yeah, you can. Hang out with the girl you like, but that's literally summertime. Unless you go to the same school, then I understand. But you could only see that girl for 3 months. What you gonna do? And that girl could literally leave camp at any time. Because I remember, like, I was in summer camp once, and, like, there's a girl I liked, and, I would talk to her and stuff, but then, like, she left, like the first month after camp started. So it was like, it's not guaranteed that you or girls gonna stay at camp. And what y'all gonna do? Most I feel like you gonna do is maybe hold hands or hug. You not gonna full out make out or like, come on now. Come on. So, but okay.
Oh, hold on. There's another part about this whole situation. So we get to like one of the studios at like the YMCA that I work at to like watch a movie. So we're sitting there, we putting on Toy Story on the projector, or at least we try to, but that's irrelevant.
Okay.
Don't worry about that. So I was just sitting there in the chair, just like supervising the kids, making sure they're not like being too loud and whatnot. Just kind of sort of. Now I see him talking to the girl that he sent the letter to.
And you had to hold her back.
Yo. No, one of the other counselors pointed out. I was like, I looked at those two. The very first thing that come up with the was the letter in my head.
Exactly.
I almost bust out laughing. I was like, see, what we now finna do is have y'all two right near to each other, because
if that's how he feels about you,
yo,
you can't.
Ain't no telling what this man gonna try to pull, especially when we have the lights on and everything. Yeah, that's not gonna go down. I'm gonna need y'all to split. Nah. We not doing that here.
Oh, God, yeah. I could not. No.
And then apparently there was another boy in our group that didn't kiss 4 girls.
How old is he?
In the same age.
Wait, you said 6?
Yeah.
You have to be split. You have, at that age, you have to either be really athletic or really, really cute.
Or you just got game for 6 or 7 years old. I mean, it don't take much to have game at that age, but still.
The most game you gonna get, I believe, is what you wearing. Because if you wearing that new Nike merch that ain't come out yet, then girl like, dang, that look kind of. Best believe when I was sick, my mom was making me wear church clothes. So I was definitely got spit and gain anybody. Like, nigga, it's Wednesday. Why are you wearing Sunday clothes? Like, come on.
Yeah. It's like my thing is just kind of like, I'm split because on one end it's kind of like, of course, that's not appropriate for this camp. But at the same time, as a guy, it's just like, damn, I respect the dedication. I respect the game because I...
Could not be me, bro. Could not be me. But I mean,
how do you do that at 6 to 7 years old?
You have to have some. He has as an older brother. Like I think. Well, I'm talking about the kid who got kissed 4 girls. Either that or you just.
Yeah, he definitely has an older brother because he usually picks them up.
Okay, yeah, his older brother definitely got some chick and be like, hey, that's what to do.
He probably went to his older brother and be like, so there's this girl that I like at the camp. How do I get her to like me? So boom, this is what you gotta do. So you do A, B, and C. You do that, I'm telling you, you gonna get some, you know what I'm saying? So like, he probably didn't say all that, but like,
yeah, definitely not. But just
for pay.
Like at least at my camp, there were no kids who. Well, okay, there was this one girl. I'm not saying her name though. She put herself in this situation. I'm saying this right now. So, this was back in, 2019 when I was at the Y. So, I had the same job he did. I just had it earlier during the day. Like, I worked 8 to 2, sometimes maybe 3. But, yeah. I had a girl, and, I'd go swimming with my kids. Like, we had a pool, and so we go swimming. And, of course, we line them up. Like, okay, go change. Get all of them changed, and we go to the pool. There's this one boy, he wasn't in the summer camp, but he was just going to the Y just to go. And he saw, one of the girls in my group and was like, dang, you fine. And I had the 7 and 9-year-olds. She was 8. Dude was like 11. And like she's about to go into the room, like the dressing room or bathroom, whatever.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Dang, girl, like you talking or whatever." And like I noticed this, but I was like, I mean, I'm not gonna like stop unless something inappropriate happens. I'm gonna step in. But I'm like, overall, I was like, maybe they can know each other, whatever. And he's like, "Oh, you cute, whatever." Blah, 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 all the things. He's like, "How old are you?" She immediately says, "Oh, I'm 11." You are 8 years old. Why are you telling him he's 11? Because now he's 11. He's gonna think
he got a shot.
Exactly. This is underage. Like, and I'm like, and I hear her say this. I'm like, I'm looking at her like, what are you doing? And he's like, what you about to do, girl? I'm about to go change in the bathroom. And he's like, okay.
Oh my God, why would you?
And this is what he said verbatim. I'm going to see you there in a minute. I was like, I immediately went up to him and was like, please leave, like, right now. And I, like, pushed him out the way. And I told her, I was like, why did you do that? She was like, what's the problem? You lied about your age. He going to try and come get some. And now I have to deal with it. Because now I have to deal with this because I saw it. And then, you know, I don't want, you know, mom or dad coming up to me. Yeah. Why is this 11-year-old talking to my 8-year-old daughter? Your daughter is the one who started this. Like, and yeah, we went in the pool. And like when we're in the pool, like no one can be in our section but us. So like it's just me and the other counselors that I was with and my kids. Like no other adult who's at the Y, like an older adult or a kid could be in our zone. It's just us. And then he is like on, so there's like, we're in the like lap pool section, but there's like 5 lap pools and we're like in one and he's like in another. And he tries coming into ours. So I was like, no. He was like, can I talk to you, girl? I was like, you could talk to her over there. You was not coming in here because you can't come in here anyway. And you not coming in here because you're trying to talk to her. But I was just like, please. I told her, I was like, please do not do this again. Like, don't tell anyone. You're going to tell them your age, tell them what you are. You are 8 years old. Ain't no way you should be telling someone that you are 3 years older than you are. Because, yeah, when you like, let's say they are dating, and then it's her birthday. I'm turning 9. 9? I thought you were turning 12. Oops. Like, you got caught.
I wonder in that situation, she had to have been feeling them enough to lie about her age.
No, but that's the thing. After I talked to her, she's like, he ugly. I was like, why are you saying this? You was just leading him on. Which, of course, I'm not going to go on about that.
She liked the attention?
I guess she just liked the attention. Which, you know, y'all do like attention, I ain't gonna lie. But not enough to put a whole case on. Like, that's not smart. But we'll be back in a second. Jesus Christ. Hey guys, we're back. And we got a quick sponsorship for you guys. It's about... Sorry about that. About Anchor. It's a podcast creating platform that if you want to create a podcast, it's very great to use. I'm currently using it to spread this podcast, and you can get your podcast on Spotify, Apple, or is it
Apple
Podcast, and whatever else. You can make money from these sponsorships, as we are trying to do so right now. So it's everything you need in one place. All you have to do is download the Anchor app. Like the anchor as in what you drop when you in a ship. The big thing, the big anchor. Or you can go to anchor.fm to get started. So, if you want to, check it out. Probably going to have something right here. But, yeah. We're back. And the next topic we have for you guys is trips we've taken to the rodeo, which...
That was actually our thing this week, now that I think about it.
Oh, at the Y?
Yeah. So that's actually crazy.
Dang. I've technically been to rodeo, like, 7 times. I've been with cousins. I've been with Dre and Charles, and then we went with an old friend of mine as well. So, and we're actually gonna tell you a story about how Dre and Charles forced me to eat. What was it? Y'all tried to force me to eat
Fried Oreos.
fried Oreos, and that did not go well at all. To me, I know y'all might be booing me or agreeing with me. Fried Oreos are disgusting. I'm sorry. And maybe it was just because. Okay, but you know my situation though, because y'all would always force me. So the situation was, so we were at the rodeo, right? And they saw fried Oreos. They're like, oh, Emma, smack. And I was like, don't care for it. Y'all can go ahead and eat it. And wait, did y'all get one for me or something like that?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Yeah, so they got one for me, and I was like, what are y'all doing? And like, Charles is like, you gonna eat this? I'm like, nah, nigga, like, you gonna eat it. I will be the one to let it go to waste. I'm not, if I don't like something, I will straight tell you I don't like it. But Mans was like, nope, you gonna eat this. And of course, you was like, nah, nigga, you gonna eat this. And I was like, no, like, unless y'all do something, like, I'm not gonna eat this. So I remember y'all both posted on your Snapchat story. If 10 people screenshotted on both of your stories for me to eat it, then I would have to eat it. And how long did that take?
I think that took about like 15, 20 minutes, somewhere around there. It took a while. It took
like 45 minutes. Because they was not getting any screenshots at all. I was like, great, I'm not going to eat it. But then after 45 minutes, they both counted. They both got 10. And the fried Oreo was nasty, bro. It was like cold. And because, like I said, we just let it sit down. It was not good at all. And I was just eating a disgusting cold fried Oreo, which was not worth it. I probably would have tried it when it was warm, but I just don't eat it in general. But yeah. Actually, what's one of your favorite rides at the rodeo? Because I know like they have like some rides that are always there, and then they kind of change some up.
My favorite. Let's see. It's probably either the one that like goes in a circle.
Oh, you talking about the rave?
Yeah.
Thing? Yeah, that's a classic. Bro, okay, the first time I was on that ride, so me and my mom didn't know how it actually works. So I don't know if y'all been to the Houston rodeo, but there's a ride called like, I think it's Rave Wave or something.
They probably not even from Houston.
How you know?
I don't. I just said probably.
Okay, well, we don't know. But anyway, there's a ride called the Rave Wave, and it goes in a circle and it plays music, but you're going like backwards. So you're like going like this. And of course, the premise is if whoever you're sitting with has to basically be the same size you are. Because if you're with someone bigger than you, they're going to squish you because the ride is pushing you down, sort of like in a way. So, for example, if Dre is like 300 pounds in the way we're sitting right now, if I'm on the outside and the way that the ride's moving, Dre's squishing me the whole ride and I can't breathe for shit. So, like, my mom and I didn't know, like, I was young, so she sat on the inside and I sat on the outside. So, you know, because when we leave the ride, I'll get off first. But then when the ride was moving, she just squished me, so I went, like, and I was, like, crying the whole ride because I could not breathe. And, of course, we're going backwards and we can't control it. We're holding a pole and, like, my mom's trying to move inward, but it just won't work. So I was like, nah. So, and then, of course, I grew and became much bigger, taller than her. So then I got to do the same thing to her eventually. I squished her. But yeah, that was interesting. What else happened? Or one of my favorite rides. I like the slide. I know it's like basically for kids, but it's really fun. And then I think it's called Stormbreaker, like the actual roller coaster thing.
I don't think I ever rode it, but I've seen it. I definitely seen it.
But So quick story. So Dre wasn't here for this. I went with an old friend of mine, and her family. So there's this ride called the Drop, and you hear that by the name, it literally goes all the way up, holds you for like 5 seconds, and then drops. So of course, like it's me and her brother and sister, and like we all try to sit together, but like just the way like it happened, like they three got to sit together, and then I was on the other side. So we all go up, of course, and like I was pulling my, they like pull on your thing to make sure it's tight, because they don't want it to be loose. And when we go up, like, I have a weird thing about heights. Like, I don't mind being too high, but if it's like high enough that I feel like I'm going to die, then I don't like it.
Wouldn't that mean it's too high then?
Yeah, but like, I'm like, that's like nothing compared to like the Eiffel Tower type high.
Oh, okay.
Exactly. Like, I would be proud dying at this height. I would not be proud dying at Eiffel Tower type. But anyway, but yeah, so we were going up on the thing, and then like they paused, and when we paused, my thing came undone. So like my whole shit just lifted. And I said this for 5 seconds. So I see this in like slow motion. I'm like, what the fuck? Because like I'm like, at any second we're going to drop. And if this shit is all the way up, of course, gravity's going to fling me up and then throw me back down, but not in the seat because I'll be flying out of the seat. So when this happens, I like have to forcefully like pulled it down right when we started going down. And I had to hold it down because at any point where we're going down, if I let go, shit would have went back up and I would have flew out. And this happened, it was a little like that. And I came down, we finally got down. My guy, I was about to start crying. Because I was
the ground too at one point. Didn't you kiss the ground too?
Yes. So I got out of that ride, bro. I was kissing the ground. Like, there are grown people around me, like in their 70s, they're children. They're like, what is this black man doing kissing the ground? I'm like I am happy as fuck. And then like my friend and her brother and sister like, Ray, what are you doing? And I'm like, I nearly died. Y'all didn't even know what happened because you were on the other side. Like, if this was like northeast, southwest, they were on the north side while I was on the south side. So if I flew up, they wouldn't have known I flew out because I wasn't on their side. And they're like, bro, you're just over-exaggerating. I'm just like, you don't know what I saw. You don't know the experience I just went through. And like, to this day, I don't talk to them anymore, but like, they would still make fun of me for it. They're like, Sean can't handle the drop. Like, any other time, like, when we went to rodeo, like, they made like a quick remark, oh, look, there's a drop right now. I was like, fuck y'all niggas. It's like, bro, like, I do not mess with that ride.
There was another ride when we all went.
Wait.
That, like, she lied about.
Oh yeah, I was going to go on that one.
Oh,
so my same friend that I went with about the drop, I invited Dre one year to go with them. So we're all there, and this was a new ride. Like, I'd never seen it before, and it was like they went 360.
Yeah. So
like the ride, like you start off here, and then you just go on a circle, and they keep spinning. Wait, no, that's right. Yeah, they're spinning you in a circle while you're going around. Yeah. So you're basically doing 720 anyway. Whatever. So like me and Dre didn't want to go alone because it was like a 4-person ride. So we were like, oh, we'll ask my friend and then we'll just ride with another person. And she was like, yeah, we'll go. So me and Dre are in line and we think that my friend is behind us. We get on the ride, and she's just standing there with her family. We're like, what are you doing? Like, come on. She's like, oh, no, I'm not getting on. We're like, what the fuck? Like, she lied to us. And then, like, the ride locks, and we're like, you. Then the ride goes and like I know we were screaming loud as and they were like recording us, but it's because like they were so far away they couldn't get like our initial reactions when we were on the ride because that shit was going fast. Because I know like since we were screaming the most, that the dude who was operating it was like making us go faster than we needed to go. Because I got off that ride and I was like seriously close to throwing up because we were spinning so fast, and then it didn't help that we're like moving like this but also moving like this in the same way. So I was just like, God, could not be me, bro. Could not be me, man. But yeah, haven't been to the rodeo since. Well, yeah, since after that COVID hit, I didn't get to go, and then they had it open actually this year, but I didn't even know.
They had it open?
Yeah, because I had a friend, an old friend from school, and he was like posting it on his story. I was like, wait, it's open? But like I was about to go back to school. And he was like, yeah, it's open. He was like, it's open until like next week. I was like, dang. Like they didn't announce it or anything, so yeah, that was crazy. I've always liked the actual, I don't know what you call it, the actual like carnival part than like the actual rodeo part. Because personally, me, I don't know. I don't care for like looking at cows and horses and like that. Like, unless you're like a person who's trying to become a rancher and stuff. And I know like there's also scholarship opportunities that you can do with that. So I was like, cool. But I don't want to go to a show where like, damn, this cow is over 500 pounds. You want to sell it for 700? Sold. Like, I don't care about that. And the only thing I probably could watch is like them niggas on the horses who be like, hey.
Oh, the bull right?
Yes, sir.
Oh,
like, I could handle that because like they be putting themselves in life or death situations. Yeah. Like, I don't know how they are able to ride a bull like that. Cause, isn't it supposed to, like, they have, like, a time limit or something?
Yeah.
Or, like, yeah, amount of time they have to ride it for. And then, like, sweet. And it always, that bull be like, get the fuck off me. Like, that bull is like, nah, bro, I'm not to be ridden like this.
What gets me is like, as soon as they get flung off, you're just like, oh, shit, I'm in the game.
Yeah, because they start running for the gate.
Facts.
Like, golly. Because I know, like, there's, like, one country, like, where they have, like, that stampede, that bull stampede. Mm-hmm. People will just run from the bulls, and if it gets you, you're literally flying. Like, I don't exactly know where it's at, but actually, I want to look it up. Stampede run. No. There's a Stampede Run horse camp? Okay. I probably typed it in wrong.
I never knew how much hops that bulls have because I literally see videos of like them jumping over the stands and like into the crowd. So it's like
they got some hops, bro. They take over the NBA.
God damn. Chicago Bulls to a whole nother level.
Shit. Rename that the BBA, the Bulls Basketball Association. Jeez. Yeah. But no, we'll go on to our next and
hold on before we get to that. What got me though was like that one basketball thing.
What basketball thing?
With you, me, and Charles.
Oh yeah, so while we were at the carnival, you know, they have like arcade games or whatever. And you know, they're like, oh, if you make it, you get like a free jersey or whatever. And naturally, I believe out of the group, I am the hooper. I just believe that naturally because we've all played football, but I play basketball more occasionally than you do. So I'm thinking, I'm about to smoke these niggas.
I mean, I would say I'm more retired than anything in regards to basketball, but he's still.
Yeah, I haven't done it since like last year, but I've still been like recent. Like I'll hoop around if I get the chance. But like you would I don't think you've ever just played basketball just to play.
I mean, in middle school.
Well, I meant like.
Oh,
recently.
at that point. Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm about to smoke these niggas. Like, this is easy. Like, all you had to do is just make like one shot and then you win. But of course, everyone says they do kind of be cheating because the rims are not actually like of size. So me and Charles are like chucking them and we're like hitting the rim or whatever.
How many tips did y'all each have? Y'all had like 2. Y'all tried 2 to 3 times.
Yeah, 2 or 3 times. This nigga makes it on the first try.
Mind you, I ain't even touched a basketball since like I think middle school up until this point. So I just grabbed that. I was like, you know what? Let me try one real quick. So I just like.
And he didn't do no like shit like that. He threw it like an actual shot.
I just threw it. It just felt good.
It just 100% swish. I was like, I'm the baller. I'm the baller. How do you make it on the first try? Like at that point, I was like, I have to show him off. Like I have to hit the second and third one, and every other time I hit the rim. And then the fucking thing was like, even though you won, dude's like, oh, you can shoot like 2 more times. You almost made it again! Was the worst part. I was pissed off. I was like, I'm not, like, to this day, I'm not gonna go to Carnival and shoot. Like, we're going together. I'm not playing this shit. Cause I just, like, that made me mad as fuck.
I just ended up getting I think I got a LeBron jersey with that.
Which I don't think even wear. But
I wore it like once or twice, and then I went because it was just sitting in my closet.
I was pissed as fuck that you did that. Like, that sat in my head like rent free. Like, this nigga who don't play basketball.
Damn.
Like, I go to school and I would play basketball. I would shoot around just to practice, and I'd play actual games. Here, this nigga has not touched a basketball since middle school. Makes it just effortless. Like, God. Because, like, when I was growing up, a lot of people told me that I, like, have the hands of a basketball person. I don't, like, know how to describe it, but they're just like, oh, like, you look like someone who would play basketball. Even though I would play football.
Yeah.
And then, you know, like, I tried basketball and whatever, and, like, you know, I'm not the greatest. I'm not, like, a dribble god or the Steph Curry, but, you know, I can. In an average game, I could get, like, 8 points, maybe, I'd say 6 rebounds and 6 assists. So it's not like I'm the point guard or whatever. But the thing is, like, the only thing is, like, I'm still trying to attempt to do, but of course, you have to stretch, and I haven't played basketball in a year. I still want to see if I can dunk. I want to try that, like, before I pass, like, as in die, like, I want to see if I can dunk, and not, like, the shit you bring down, like, an actual, like, thing in the basketball court. Because I can touch the rim, it's just, I don't know how you manage to hold the ball while being in midair and somehow just throw it in. I mean, it looks a lot harder than it is. Because, I mean, you have to maintain that in your hand. Like, I do not have Kawhi Leonard hands. Like, that'd be much more easier to dunk with. But, like, my hands are relatively okay size, but I can't, like, hold it in my hand. Yeah. You ready to move on to the next topic?
Yeah.
Alright.
I think we're ready.
Last topic coming up soon. Or next, I don't know. Okay, we're back. And the last topic we got for y'all is, would you choose happiness or success? Which one would you choose? I'll let you go first.
Which one would I choose?
Yeah.
I would think, depending on the person, happiness will mean success.
So you think it would equal each other?
Potentially.
I mean,
Depending on how like you see of it. I was just trying to think because both of them are so subjective, you know.
yeah, and I guess that's what we were to talk about. Cause like they say, if you have a job that makes you happy, you're not working a day in your life, and the only thing is, your job could not pay well, but you could be happy. But then you could have a job that pays exponentially, but you hate the job and you're not truly happy. So it's just that we have to meet in the middle, find a good job that you enjoy and pays well. So I don't know. I mean I can't. I know we can't say I want both or neither, but
Yeah.
because I just feel like with success, like you could have everything in the world, but never be truly happy. Like,
I mean, how many famous people who you think like done really good for themselves, but then end up still taking their own lives?
exactly. I mean,
Robin
Robin Williams is a great example because I mean, you would have never thought, especially as the comedic guy he was, that he never would have done something like that, and boom, that happened. And then I just also think of like YouTubers who like, or not even YouTubers, just like any influencer in general who's like very successful and then just has to keep like creating content to get money, but they're not like truly happy because they're just stressed out all the time of like, I gotta come up with this new thing so I can blah blah blah. Like, I don't know, I just feel like it just eventually gets to you, and then you either hit like maximum overload or you're just like you burn out and you crash like hard. But I want to say happiness because like I said, you could have a job that you don't, I mean that you enjoy, but yeah, you may not be successful. But like they say, you're never working a day in your life, so you're doing what you consider to be happy, and then because I would think when you're doing something you're happy, that makes you a more happy person. And then if you're hanging with people and then you're giving off that vibe to them, that makes them more uplifted or whatever because they see you in that mood all the time.
Yeah.
Because a successful person, because shoot, just for example, like I don't know, I was just thinking the other day, like I was just thinking about Drake. Like I know, like in his music videos, he might be smiling or something, but he probably like, I really have to come out with the next banger or something, like, because of his namesake of how high he is as a a rapper or just the musical artist that he is. So I don't know.
Well, about Drake, I feel like he's kind of like at that point where like he can literally drop something that's like decent up to his standards, but it'll be still considered like a hit. Yeah. Because of his name. Like, true. It's Drake.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I don't know, but just at the same time of, like, I was just thinking about, like, every time he's featured on a song with someone else, that song blows up. And it's not necessarily because of the artist. It's mostly because of Drake. Like, I know what... that one song with him and Lil Baby definitely blew up. I mean, Lil Baby did have a good part, but I'm pretty sure everyone was just like, "Where Drake at, bro? Where he at, bro? I want to hear that verse." Like, come on. But I mean, I know I'm kind of steering off of like the actual thing, but I think I would want happiness. And I'm not trying to contradict myself because I'm in my brain. I would think I want success because I'm not the most financially stable person. And I would definitely like to get much more money, but that's nothing without, because you can be the richest person alone in the world and be alone. I mean, we see Bill Gates, that man divorced, and he all alone. I mean, he probably got shorties coming up to him and be like, "Hey, let me be your next," for sure, baby mama or something. But like, it won't be the same because, you know, he's not with his wife anymore. I mean, he can still talk to his wife, of course, but it's not the same. And I'm pretty sure they have children. And, you know, children gonna look at him a little differently because, you know, you're gonna look at your father or any parent a little different after they've divorced with your, you know, because you don't understand.
Yeah.
You're too young. So that's my answer. I don't know about if you truly answered or not.
I did not truly answer. I would choose happiness only because, like I said, like both of them are truly like subjective, and I think it's just kind of like at the end of the day, it just depends on how one looks at it.
Yeah.
Like I'm pretty sure one like thinks of success, people think of like they mainly think about financial success, so like having a whole lot of money and a whole lot of materialistic things.
Or just being known out there.
Just being known. Yeah. Fame, status, money, whatever the case may be. Like, that's what they think of in regards to, like, success. And sure, that is one way of looking at it. But, like, what about someone who's not really, who's considered average compared to, like, status or finances, stuff like that, but is a really good father to his kids, or a really good husband, or really good employee for his job, or whatever the case may be. So, in his eyes, that's probably he's has more success because he's probably better at his job than some of his employees, or he's able to find a balance way better than his peers are. Maybe his peers are more financially successful than them, but they can't really find that balance because they're more concerned about chasing that bag, you know what I'm saying? So,
and I didn't want to really bring this in, but you know, at least just I feel like our generation is just so concerned about how we're gonna live financially that we don't truly understand our happiness. Cause like this one girl I know, she keeps posting like all the time. If you're not talking about money, I don't want to talk to you. But
I remember that saying.
Huh?
I remember that saying. So
I'm just saying, but I'm just like, you gonna be talking about money at a funeral? Like, let's say your mom died. You really gonna be talking about, oh, okay, so what's the next thing I can do for my business, you know, to make money? Like, no, that's a time to grieve. Like, there are times where you could do things, you know, sometimes, like, you know, there are times where you cry, either with people or alone by yourself. There are times where you laugh, you know, with people or by yourself, you know. But in that case of what that girl said, like, I'm not be talking about money 24/7. You want me to be on the toilet talking about, okay, this is the next way we get money? Like, no, that's the time to take it, like. So, and I don't get it. But I'm just like, at least what I thought, I was like, but, you know, if that's how you feel, you know, when that moment of loneliness comes around, who can you talk to? Because you said yourself, all you want to talk about is money. But, you know, when you down bad and you want a man, who you going to go to make you happy? But, you know, you quote unquote think money is your thing, happiness. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, money is the root of all evil.
I want to piggyback on something that you just said about like her trying to find like a man. I know that was a hypothetical example, but like they do say, I actually did hear saying that like the more successful that women are, the more difficult that they find of finding a man because they do not want to date down.
Exactly.
They don't want a man that makes less than them. And the problem with that is there's only a select, small, few majority of people in America, hell, in the world alone that are going to make, let's just say, 6 figures or 7 figures. Most people they're only going to stick within the 5-figure range. So let's just think about like how small your dating pool is in regards to, let's just say you're a woman who makes a whole lot of money. Let's just say you make six figures. Okay, cool. So you have to think about how many people also make six figures. That out the gate brings your potential pool down significantly.
Exactly.
How many of those people that make six figures are men? Down even more. How many of those men actually like you back?
Exactly. Or would treat you right.
Exactly. Bring you down.
Because, at least I think of it as, yeah, you could be chasing the bag and, oh, I don't want to date a man, but who knows? There could be a guy who is a photographer or an artist of some sort, or maybe even works at McDonald's that could treat you a whole lot better than a dude, like you said, that gets six figures. And because at that point, he's the same way as you. He's just care about the bread, so he's not gonna care about you when you're like, oh, date night. Oh no, I'm going with the boys or something. But that artist could be like, okay, girl, we're gonna go to this painting with a twist or photography. I'm gonna do a whole photo shoot just of you. You get dressed up, whatever, like, and you might not think, oh, this is gonna make me happy, but at least he's taking time to appreciate you, and like the dude six figures who just, oh no, let me go get more money. Because that's what you all about, right? So that's what I'm all about. So
It's all about what else is being brought to the table.
exactly.
And that's also another thing when it comes to like from a guy's perspective. He's not gonna look at you. Let's just say you're also making six figures. He's not gonna look at that and be like that's going to be the exclamation point on the whole situation, because it's kind of like
It's a
he also
competition.
he also makes six figures. Like what else can you really bring? You know what I'm saying?
He's gonna be like, I'm not want to collab with her. I want to do it on my own. Or I mean, there might be some guys willing to, but significant.
I mean, it's not to say that he's gonna pick like a dumb, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, but at least the won't be in his way. Blah 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 all the time. Not saying that the girl who makes six figures will be, but if she's talking about money, well, I mean, that might be really the only attention you get from him is talking about money. And any other time you want to do something that maybe involves spending money, nah. You trying to go to the movies?
No.
There's Redbox. Like, ain't no way. I don't know. That's just personally my belief, but I wouldn't pick happiness because I'd rather be with the girl. I told my mom this other day. Damn, my shit broke. I told my mom the other day.
That's what you told your mom the other day? Your shit broke? No.
No, you just threw me off, damn. No, I told my mom the other day, I don't care if my girl makes more than me. I mean, I might feel some type of way, but I just be like, hey, I can use that as encouragement of, hey, maybe I gotta do one more. Because, of course, my mom said no woman wants a lazy man. And I'm not saying I'm gonna be lazy, but a girl might see me as lazy if she's making more than me. Like, oh, he's not doing enough to get whatever. But I don't mind as long as I'm truly happy with that person, though. Like, if she's taking the time to get to do shit with me whenever I hit her up, or has the time to talk when I want to talk, or vice versa. She reaches out to me and says she wants to talk to me. I'm cool with that. But if it's every time she putting me off for something to go chase the bag, then I'm not gonna pursue that, because what happiness is there in that? I'm just getting rejected all the time, putting effort into someone who doesn't want to think about me because all they thinking about is the money. So I don't know, man. I was just telling my mom, like, girls in our generation are definitely like, and I don't want to go into this, but they're definitely like, they do and don't know what they want at the same time. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna go any more to that, because if I do, I might just get canceled. But
crap, I was about to say something and then I forgot. Oh, I was just gonna be like, I mean, like I said before, like they can chase that, but at the end of the day, there are gonna be consequences that are gonna come with it, and those consequences are gonna be sacrifices. Like the more and more and more that you put focus onto chasing that bag, that's decreases your chances of being able to settle down one day and start a family. Like,
and
it is what it is.
also, I feel like it's going to ruin relationships you already have, as in like your family, because your family, you be like, oh, we're having a family reunion. Come, oh nope, I gotta run my business, mom. It's like, okay, like I get what you need to do, what you need to do, but you might have like a cool auntie that you with like when you were younger, and here she is on her deathbed, whatever. Go spend that time with her before she goes instead of chasing the bag. The bag's always going to be there. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's just whether or not you chasing it 24/7 instead of just like, okay, yeah, I might spend a little money this weekend to go and do this, but I'll just get back next week. Go back chasing the bag. Like, but I don't know. That's just personally because I know money can. God dang, nephew.
Yeah, if you hear crying in the background, that will be my 6-month-old. Just turned 6 months. I will be my nephew. So
I just got a feature in the video. But yeah, I just feel like that relationship, and like especially like with your best friends, because like, oh girl, let's go do stuff. Oh girl, I gotta run a business, and like we can't have girls' night anymore like we used to. Or anything like that. So yeah, I don't know. But that's just I believe. You can believe whatever you want to believe. Maybe you're one of those who think, no, success is better for me. But just you have to think everything that you do comes with a pro or like has a
pros and cons.
Pros and cons, or like a benefit and a consequence.
Yeah. It's just kind of like, are you willing to deal with the consequences for the sake of the benefits?
Exactly. Just like benefit. I got Burger King earlier. I got 10-piece chicken nugget. Benefit, I got something to eat in my stomach. Con, might not come out the way I want it to. Just saying. I mean, not saying Burger King is that bad, but it's better than Taco Bell. But yeah, so literally like anything you do has pro and cons. It's like if just for example, this light that we have on right now, you could keep it on all night. Yeah, you have a light to see, but the consequences, mom's got to pay more since you had the light on longer. So just literally everything you do. You got anything else to say?
I mean, I think we pretty much like hit every point that we need to make. Just kind of like, just basically piggybacking on what we basically just saying. I'm pretty sure that we would rather like just being able to get paid like 5 figures and being able to have like a good balance, like good quality relationships, and being able to find happiness in our hobbies and other things in life that are more worthwhile than a 6-figure income. Because at the end of the day, most people, what the hell are you doing, sir?
Hey, you was leading up to the end, so I had to turn up. I mean, I don't want to do it now since you guys have to wait.
All right, do it again. Because I didn't know what was it.
No, you came up with that like that headbutt energy. I don't want to do it now.
No. You have to come with something else then.
I don't know.
Alright, so basically, I was saying, crap, I even forgot what I was saying again. Tough. Oh, I was just saying, like, if you had to choose between either A, earning 5 figures throughout your life and putting your happiness into other things, that's the timer. I'm going to wrap this up. Earning 5 figures and putting all your happiness into other things more worthwhile, like relationships and your hobbies and other passions in your life versus earning six figures, we will probably choose the former over the latter. Because, yeah, at the end of the day, like only a small percent, like we mentioned before, only a small percentage of people are gonna end up earning six figures anyway. And you don't really need all that money for. I mean, some people claim it's for like financial security and stuff like that. But let's be honest, if you and your partner are making a good like 40,000 a year, y'all good. Y'all good to go at that point. Anything beyond that is just extra. If you're honest with it, so.
I feel like, at least personally, my perspective, I feel like the main reason most people make a lot of money is either just to do stuff that they can't do, like with less money. So, for example, like go to Hawaii or maybe swim with the sharks or something, or just to brag about it. Because you can easily be like, "Oh, how much you make?" "Oh, I make a measly, like you said, 40,000 a year." "Oh, how much you make?" "Oh, I make a. Damn, I don't even know how much I made last time. I went up the tax bracket twice." Like, just to talk, because people love to talk. So, but that's all I got. So, you got any more?
Yeah, I think we're good.
Well, this was the This Is Bullshit podcast with myself and Dre, and Charles will hopefully return in the next episode. We will see. Man's is sleepy, tired or not, but yeah. Continue to like this video and subscribe to the channel, and just watch out for the next video. See you on the next one.